Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Thank you, Bridget and Miss J, for letting me know you can hear me. I don't know what happened on the last live, but I told y'all I've been looking all over the damn ceiling and everywhere else when I'm doing lives, and I didn't know I got kicked out. Came back in, I was asking could they hear me and everything, and I put a one in the chat, and nobody never did anything. So I stopped that live and just restarted another one. Hey, Leonard, and this got the same name. Ooh, child, you know you nasty when you ain't got no sense to know you nasty. Part two, okay? Um, I don't know where I stopped it. Um, hell, I don't know. But let me get my notepad back up. And if you don't mind, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000. Wow. Hey, 60 and thick one. Ooh, child, 60 and thick. I'm sick. I ain't gonna know. I'm somewhere around there, and I'm thick too. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with being, in your 60s. God gave you all those years to live. Some people don't even see 20. But I was talking about duck, okay, and I was telling you guys. Oh, I stopped dragging. I stopped at Dory Dragon MU. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you for letting me know, because I was just flapping my lips, honey. So wait a minute. Okay, and like over there, Pastor Brian Drug James Caldwell, he called him a beast. Um, the pastor said he was thinking about banning Dory, from coming to his channel, and Brian told Teresa to keep it on YouTube, and I think that was concerning Jay Wilson, because I know Brian and Teresa are not into it, but he don't want Teresa to take it out of YouTube. That's what I'm getting out of that. And also, J Dunn busted Brian because he was dragging Themis O after talking about James dragging Themis O. So you can't have it both ways, Brian. You can't be saying don't be dragging Themis O, but then you drag her. Shit, it's the same thing, child. Okay, and then said about I don't know if I told you guys this, but SD he was dragging Jade. He was mad again. Since they've been broke up, he stay mad a lot. With them two, you don't ever know, because they could be together and they might not be. Just like DG and Eve, They was acting like they wasn't together, but then they was together. They was still doing it and all that kind of stuff. So on here, you take this shit with a grain of salt, okay? Don't get off into it too deep because you might be all wrong. You know what I'm saying? You might be rallying behind somebody and they are wrong, and then you stuck. Because you've been out here flapping your mouth, giving your opinion, and they still love us. That's why you don't get in that kind of shit. You don't get in relationship shit and don't get in family shit. Okay? And like don't get in friends shit. People on YouTube, if you don't know that about it now, goddamn, you ain't gonna never learn because you ought to learn that shit before you came to YouTube. You should have learned that shit in elementary. First time you got betrayed by somebody. In the real world, when you an innocent little boy or little girl, and then you find out this a dirty this. I know this bitch didn't just do this. That's what you was saying to yourself. Well, you don't say bitches when you're a little kid. You say, I know she didn't do that. I know he didn't do that. You be just the first time it happened. It'd be a lick out of nowhere. Okay, and you be just stuck. Hey, you ain't nothing but a born dog all the time. Hey, Miss Gwen. But like I said, if you ain't found that shit out by the time you learn, okay, you gonna keep on stepping in the same hole you tripped you the last time, child. Um, and SD said what she said this same stuff 100 times that his sister want to suck his you know what, that her sister want to suck his you know what, Jay's sister, and he said his Jay mama want to F him. He called her young, dumb, stupid, slow bitch, retarded. Uh, he tried to change her. And then, but like I said, I don't know what Miss America did. Because I don't ever see her do nothing. Well, I can't say nothing about nothing that she do, but she wrote some in that goddamn chat. And SD pulled her out. But, they cool. It wasn't no big deal, but I got so tickled. Because he said, Miss America, he was like that. Get out of my, and I said, listen, you running this woman off, and she been a supporter of yours for years. But she had did something. She might have been joking. I don't know what she said. But honey, whatever she put in that goddamn chat, he did not appreciate it. He threw her ass out, and I was hollering. Okay, now then let's get to my boo duck. Okay, it's a big scandal between him and me. They have been dragging each other to the gods. You hear me? They've been dragging each other to hell and back. And from what I understand, because y'all know Duck don't do no wrong in my eyes, but I do have to report on him. Even though I don't like this shit at all, okay? But allegedly, he have sent his DIC to Mink. I think it's supposed to be a video, but some pictures are floating around of his lower area. And one of them is supposed to be him sitting on the stool, pleasuring himself, and the other one is him standing up, pleasuring himself. Well, Doug said the one on the stool is not true, and he said he'll send his thing around to other people on YouTube, and what's the big deal? And I don't know. This is the craziest thing I can with them two, because if they from what I see on YouTube, these people be changing P pictures and T pictures and ding ding pictures all over YouTube. Okay, so why is it a big deal now? I don't get it. But they have drug each other. They up there talking about kids and mamas and daddies, and they have been dragging, honey. Well, then Duck, like I was in a chat, I can't remember where it was. I don't know if it was in his chat, but he was telling people, if you want to see a picture of my, you know what, all you gotta do is ask. I'll send it to you. Well, different people start hitting him up and asking for it, and he was sending it out to him. But now I didn't ask for it. I don't want to see that on him. But let me tell you what, who got a goddamn picture of his thing and let me know. Ask Dimples. She gonna ask me, have you seen my community wall? I was over at Teresa's. And I said, no. And so I get over there and see. She said that Duck was on a community wall. And honey, baby, I went over there and there he was. That didn't have no head on it. So I don't know if that was him, but she says him, so I'm gonna say it's him. But she had like a smiley face over the private part, so I didn't get to see that. But Dimples, I left you a comment on there. Don't you take my man. Now I got enough of these horses out here throwing themselves at him. And Dimples, I don't need you throwing yourself at him too. You stick over there with Shaquem, even though I don't like him. Don't be messing with Duck. Yeah, I don't kiss and tell. TC. I learned that a long time ago. Loose slip sink ship. You see what I'm saying? If you get out there and you're talking about your man, and somebody might come through and say, "Oh, he can do it real good," and girl, he did this, and girl, don't be doing that, because they're gonna try it out. You see what I'm saying? Well, I don't know if it's Duck, and like I said, I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna see it. And the only time I'm gonna see that thing is if it's right here with me. I don't need no goddamn picture getting me all hyped up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then if I get it, I ain't gonna tell nobody. I could have already got it. You never know. But see, you loose lip, shank ship. And then if I piss him off, he might not never give me no more. So you kind of keep your good hearts to your chest, okay? Keep them in your chest. Keep them in your Rolodex. Yeah, I told Doug, don't worry about it. I don't believe on this stuff. Uh, they're conspiring against him. You seen it, and I can tell you. But why, if the fuck he posted it, always doing bullshit? So he posted it. It's on his wall. Now the picture I seen over there at Dimples, it's got a smiling face on the private, and then it ain't got no head. You can't see the head, so it could be any goddamn body yellow. Yeah, I got to see it in person. Okay, I want to see it in person. I don't need no goddamn picture getting me all hot and bothered. But a picture ain't never got me hot and bothered. I need the real shit, you know? And that's all I got to say about that. And he know I'm still his boo. Okay? He know. He know I don't believe that shit. But I don't know why all of a sudden him and Mink are into it this bad. They are talking about each other like dogs. And then when they start showing the text messages, you don't ever get to the end of it. It stopped. So why don't y'all just put the shit out there? Y'all not already put the ding ding picture out. You may as well put the goddamn text out. But I believe they was trying to, flirting on each other. And I believe they did exchange pictures. I really do. Because that's what these young kids do on here. And these old bitches and niggas, they old folks be doing it too. But like I told you, I ain't never seen so many ding dings slapping up to the most 3 people second. That's what got my ass stuck over there. Because I was seeing everything over there. I was seeing sex acts. You know what I'm saying? Uh, People doing it in an airport. Uh, Different men things just random around here. I was seeing all that over here in the most 3B sector when I got over there. Because they were dropping links and they would say, you want to see such thing? And I dropped the link in the chat and I hit that goddamn link. And girl, I'd be all kind of places on YouTube. Seeing all kind of stuff. You know. Now I seen a lot of guys things over in the B sector, the gay guys, but these guys over in the Motel B sector, they allegedly not supposed to be gay, and they be showing the ding ding and the cuckoo, okay, and they be showing eating the cuckoo and stuff like that and sucking the you know what, okay. It started when Duck and said Mink was being Carter with Jackie at one point, and it went left from there. She got mad and said, "It seems like she planning on always having an issue." I don't on some of these people I can understand it, but sometimes I don't get it. Because some people, it's just human nature. You don't always understand how people why they feel like they feel, or what's the big deal. You be like, what's the big deal? Yeah, Gina showed her. She showed it on the level high, and the people don't even want to see it. And then she be in the tub backstage. She do weird shit. Okay, she do crackhead shit. She do shit like, but crackheads at least said crackhead get crack. She don't get shit in doing it. So she one of them old trifling ass bitches. If you trifling on YouTube like that, you trifling ass fuck out there in them streets. Okay. And they say, she went to California with her man, Gina did, and she went in the store and she bought Brillo pads, like you scrub your thing with, and they say they use that to smoke crack. And they got them little roses in her. They say it's a straight shooter. It'd be like a little decorative rose. Then she bought like 40 of them, and she bought like 20 lighters. That motherfucker was getting ready to smoke some goddamn shit up, okay? She didn't want to have to come back. She didn't want to have to come out for air. She had loaded up everything. And then gonna lie like she's smoking everything. It ain't just that her what she's doing, she doing it. Anything you can put some fat to and get high, she doing it. She's doing it. And she too old for that. And they say her kids called the police on her because she was acting so weird and shit that her own kids called the police on her to come check on her. It's something wrong with my mama. And that's fucked up. That you being high like that around your motherfucking kids. And they say her kids don't fuck with her. And she ain't raised them because she's been a drug addict. Her family raised her kids. She could talk that shit all she want to, but she had to be held when she was young. You know what I'm saying? Because she still got a problem. And she can't keep up with it. You know, just pitiful. But it's bad to be an old drug addict, a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? You ought to be learning some goddamn sense by now. But what's gonna stop her? She gonna have a massive stroke or something. That's gonna stop her because her body can't keep going through this. She's not a young whippersnapper anymore. And sometimes on young whippersnappers, they get high and they take them out. They have a heart attack. And Duck said she be on YouTube more than parenting. She said he was talking about her son, so she started talking about his mama and bringing the baby Broadway into it. Yeah, they've been calling last night on the Capitol. They was calling Duck and Broadway out, but they didn't come out. But booked them, Mills, all kind of people, OG, Bumpy, Johnson, all kind of people hitting the link calling Duck and Broadway out, them Arkansas boys. But Duck and Broadway, they were like Lemon say, me can't be bothered. I think when they do that, they make them matter when they ignore them because see they want the attention. And I just hope that Broadway now Duck gonna always be in the middle of some shit. But Broadway, I like how his approach is on different issues on YouTube. Quiet, you know. But then when he do good get tired, he'll talk that shit now. But then he'll just I ain't gonna go live for a couple of days. And that's what he's doing right now. I'm chilling. Okay. Um, and not on my watch asked Duck how many pin pits he had out there. And he said about 100. Jackie and not on my watch got into it. Now this is at Duck's. And not on my watch was saying something about Mink giving life jackets. And Jackie said, she ain't never asked Mink for no goddamn life jacket. She don't need that. You know? She said she ain't never needed Mink for nothing. And she said that not on my watch was graduating, like school. And she said she was just starting pre-K. I holler. You hear me? And me tried to hit Duck Panel, and he didn't. He's like me can't be bothered. He said there was nothing to talk about. You know, he didn't want to talk to her. Period. Um, let me see what else I say. And Kareem and not on my watch got into it. And then Doug did finally let Mink up, and she said she wanted to clear up some things. And he said, it ain't nothing to clear up. And he told her to go live and talk about it, like you've been doing, and dropped her, you know, because she had been making lives on him. And he said he didn't have nothing to talk about on his panel with her. And he got rid of her. And Kwani, she been back live, and you know, she hadn't been very active on YouTube. She needed a little break, you know, because sometimes you just need a break, okay? And that's what she had to do. Um, she said that every live that he make, he calls her name, and she told him to bag up. She told James, you need to bag up off of me. And she wanted to know if you addressed VS. You know, I don't know what VS said about James, but it was something that Kwani said have he addressed VS. And she told him to shut the fuck up. Okay. I was over there. I forgot to get through with the passes, and I had heard. I didn't. Wait a minute. Wait. I went down too far. Wait a minute, because I don't want to miss nothing. Okay. I went by Rodney's, and he said that he was bored with the challenge. You know, the mocktail cocktail challenge, and he said he just left. And Brian asked him. You know, he asked. He hit Rodney panel, and Brian was being messy. And he said that Lemon Channel was like an abandoned mall. You know, like how one or two stores in them. You know, like when they get ready to close down. And I've been in them kind of malls. You know, because some of them have my favorite goddamn store, and they be the last one holding on. Okay, I mean the last one, and it's scary to be in them kind of malls. But if you goddamn store in the goddamn mall, you gotta go in there. And I used to be so damn scared. I was scared in a mall in Mexico. I was almost had a heart attack in that mall because they downstairs it was stores and stuff open, but it was stuff upstairs too. But when you went upstairs, it was like dark, and they were like, if you walk in the store, they would turn the lights on for that stuff, but the other stores would be dark and shit. And I got up there and I was like hyperventilating. I was so goddamn scared. And I was saying, like, what you bitches kill me up here, you know? Oh, what if I get stuck over here and then my ship leave? And I was thinking all kind of weird, crazy shit. And then I didn't tell nobody in my group that I was going to go up here, up these goddamn stairs to see these stores upstairs. And I said, they could kick me and like, won't nobody even know. They be looking for me. They wouldn't know I'm mall. And I should have kept my ass downstairs. Oh, God, you have to. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Yeah, I don't like on the challenges. I read about. I read about. Hey, TikTok. Hey, Bird Bird. Hey, LaKendra. But yeah, I read about them until the end. And then I go around different channels to see what the people are saying, like the participants. Um, we hadn't had a good knockout drag out in a while. People being real pissed off. Now the last one, it looked like TG was kind of pissed off, TG or LG, but she didn't just go off, but she was right in it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, pretty black TV, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit up no hours and watch nobody make no goddamn drink. And I ain't gonna sit up no hours and watch nobody cook shit, and I ain't getting to eat. But I wouldn't eat none of these folks shit anyway. If somebody, honey, y'all seeing that shit on Jay Wilson with uppity nasty ass, it make me sick on my stomach right now. That's the nastiest bitch on here. And I wouldn't eat nothing. I wouldn't even open the package to eat them out of her goddamn. And you nasty when you can't. You scared to open the pack of potato chips up and eat them. Damn. TG and LG always bad. Yeah, like I said, I just don't really care for them. I don't do the challenges. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when they first started doing them, I was saying, this the goddamn beef said, this ain't Betty Crocker. Why the fuck ain't nobody beef? You know? And I'm gonna tell you something else that I think is stupid that be going on here. And when they say it, it pisses me off, and it's so fucking dumb. Okay, you can't follow nobody on goddamn YouTube. We all be in the same motherfucking places. We all like to go, to certain different channels. And just because you happen to be there and I happen to be there, I wouldn't never think you following me. This is YouTube. Damn. This ain't like you stalking a person in the streets. And as long as you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. We could be on the same panel, but I really don't do that with people I don't really care for. Because I get pissed off if they say something to me and then it's on. But like the beat sector used to be that people that was into it, they didn't never get on the panel together. Or if they seen you on the panel, they just said, fuck this shit, I'm gonna go. They didn't want to hear your voice. But the beef sector has changed. And all that making up, breaking up shit, the beef sector wasn't like that. You was enemies. And then the ones that have tried to make up, they keep falling out. So why do it? That's stupid. You don't like each other. You're not gonna forget what this person said to you or done to you. That's stupid. Hey, Room Shaker. The Hatfields and McCoy. You was on one side or the other. It wasn't no. Well, I always have moved around. I've always moved around freely, but like on some situations, I did not go over there. Period, for nothing. But now the beef sector is different because the beef sector was created like on picking sides, like with the Maddie and Kaya. But see, I didn't really pick a side on that, because I like both of them. But some people picked their side, and then it went from there. Okay. Let me see what else. Oh, Anika went live today. In her live, she don't want to be bothered with nobody. She don't want nobody to be sending her shit about nothing being said about her on YouTube. She don't want nobody sending her no clips and shit of people talking about her. She said, just leave her the fuck alone. And she said she thinking about moving to Florida. Hell, yeah, I ain't gonna choose. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, you pick a side and be strongly in it, and then you come back on YouTube the next day and they back together, and you didn't even fucking know it till they go live. And so I ain't got time for this shit. You know, I ain't got time for that. Okay, but that's just me. You know, y'all can do YouTube like you want to. Uh, okay. Now this I did not see with my own eyes, but they say one night on Nessus that Jadon come up with a sex machine, and that she say she used it on like her girls, the women that she be with. But they say that you turn it on and it go boop boop boop, it be moving fast, and it got different speeds. Now I didn't see the damn thing, but then Pastor went live and he talked about him and Brian talked about Jadon's sex machine, and he also wanted to know why a lesbian would want a dick. And James also said that Brian called him Jeffrey Dahmer, and he said that James said that Brian was like the type that would lure Asian or white men to his place, and he act more like Jeffrey Dahmer because like when he be at the club, he be videoing people that don't know it and stuff, sneaking and videoing them. And that's what James said. He talked about uh, Brian. Brian said he hoped James die. And he wanted to know what James had did to his children. He talked about James' mama, brother. He called his brother a murderer. And he said that James' crackhead cousin couldn't raise her kids. He said that James looked like a sumo wrestler. He also said he looked like a circus hound. And James and Brian had got into it on Pastor panel, and they was dragging child. They was dragging each other. That's when they was saying all that stuff about each other. And like when James got up there, T. Miss O was up there. You know, him and her have been into it, but he told her he wasn't up there. I ain't up here for you. I'm up here to take care of Brian. So in other words, he was telling us, no, shit, keep your mouth shut. Don't you say shit to me. This ain't for you. Well, after James left, Ness got up there and say, Mr. Theo, don't you fall for that shit. He trying to be nice. So you don't fall for that. He don't like you. And he, you know, she told him to just quit being trying to be friendly, and she started calling him all kind of punks. Cause see, she hit the panel after Jane left, and that's when she was addressing Theo. Well, honey, James hit that goddamn panel, and this flew. She's the executive that said she had to go to work, and this was last Saturday. And then James, Rodney had got up there while Ness was up there. He was trying to say something to Jane, but then Pastor said no. Let them keep him and Brian keep talking. And James said that Rodney jumped up there because Ness was up there trying to prove himself to Ness. And so then Rodney left after Ness left, and Pastor told him, y'all bring y'all ass back up here. Y'all done got up here and y'all done got jumped in this shit and dragged. And then you gonna say what the fuck you got. So see, that's our next fight. I'm gonna tell you if you ever have to get into it with that bitch, okay? She'll come up there and she'll say whatever she got to say real fast. Then she'll jump out the panel. You know, she'll cuss you out, do all kind of shit. Then she'll run her ass off. But see, I don't let that stop me when I drag that hoe. I say what the fuck I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna holler and scream at you, hoe, but you gonna hear every goddamn thing I say, even though you run off, because I know you got bitches listening. And I'm gonna hit you with your truth. I'm gonna tell you how unfit you are. I'm gonna tell you how uncivilized you are. I'm gonna tell you had a pimp on here. I'm gonna tell you you didn't never have raised your son on here. I'm gonna tell you you never had an apartment until Pizarro put your ass up in that one that you was in. I'm telling you that the effects of your life. I'm telling you how you slept outside in Florida, how you was a street walking hoe. I'm gonna tell you how all the times you've been to the goddamn rehab and call them some kind of retreat, Christian retreat, bitch rehab. That's what they are, and a lot of them are centered around the Bible, dumb hoe. I'm gonna talk about how mad you got because you had to work. You know, when you living in that goddamn rehab place, them people made you get up off your lazy ass, and you get in there and make that goddamn jelly hoe, and you didn't like that. So you thought you was gonna go. You thought you was gonna get to go from Florida to Washington and not have to work. You dumb asshole. I'm gonna tell you how you fooled that white woman off in that place, and you left her to die almost in that hotel, and then people had to go get her. And then you went over there and got that pimp and left her. I'm gonna tell you about that kind of shit. That's how you get your real life. Oh, and I ain't got the holler and scream and all that to tell you about yourself, bitch. Cause I'm gonna say what I got to say, ho. Regular tramp ass bitch. Um, and then Pastor did, you know, refer to Lemon Channel being an abandoned mall. Um, and and Toya was up there. Toya Abstract, and she was into it with Rodney. And Rodney said, "Don't say shit to him." He said, "I ain't talking to you." And he said that he had seen Toya over there at Crystal's talking shit about him in the chat, and he didn't have nothing to say about her. And Brian and Hershey got into it, and he was talking about the mole, and he was saying that mole jumped off her wall on her face, and he told Hershey to get James' dick out of his mouth. And Hershey drug Brian back, honey. And Hershey wanted to know, nigga, was that you knocking on your own door trying to act like you had a man coming over there over in the wee hours of the morning? Child, that's what she said. I wrote it down. And Rick Reed, he been like I said, he been acting on YouTube lately, and he drugged Rick Reed. I mean, Rick Reed drugged Rodney, and he went over a little bit about Tracy and Pastor being into it, and he told us about his Chicago vacation, his winter vacation, because usually he go to somewhere tropical. You know, like when he go on vacation. Well, this time he did Chicago in the winter, and he said that he loved the one vacation that he just had in Chicago during the winter. You know, he got to wear his big pretty coats and all that kind of stuff. He said he might start doing that more often instead of doing tropical. He might start going on winter vacations because he said he really enjoyed himself. Ate a lot of good food, seen a lot of sights and things like that. Okay. And Jackie, Ducks, Jackie, Callie Kitchen, they was into it with Royalty. And the captain had wound up, cause Royalty been out here wilding. Cause she get like that sometime, okay? Well, he told her she couldn't come back to the ship no more because the ship was, he said the ship mates ain't getting along. He ain't got time for that bullshitting, and you need to go on about your business. And he said that to lay off a Jackie and his other crew members, you know. But I told y'all before that the captain he do throw bitches off the ship, but the bitches they swim back on. Okay, they don't get thrown in that ocean without getting back on that motherfucker. Okay, let me move down some more. Okay, now you guys know that Shaquem was around here striking people in the B sector, J Don and Lemon, and I don't know who else. Well, honey, J Don struck Ness, and she said that she let the men over there talk on her clothes, and she said a white lady hit the panel and tried to take up for her, and they said, "Bitch, we don't know you. Are you a member? To be able to speak on this panel, you got to buy a membership, hoe." She said she had to have a membership to be able to be on her panel. Now that's fucked up, ain't it? And then another thing, honey, Jadon she struck Shakim, and then she turned around and struck Ness. And that's what Shakim get. Because the beef set, honey, they don't do a whole lot of striking, but they will strike your ass, okay? And they be letting each other slide over here. Because, if everybody keeps striking everybody, ain't nobody going to have no channel. Or, you lose your revenue, because you don't make no money when your memberships and all that kind of shit when you be struck. Or either you may get demonetized, all that kind of shit go on. So, J Dunn, I don't blame her. You strike fire with fire. And J Dunn is not to be played with. And Shakim, you like I told you, you fucked up by making an enemy out of her. Cause she gonna get your ass every chance she get. She gonna do it just for the fun of it. The beef set like to play with their meat before they eat it. And sometimes they play with it and they don't never eat it. They just keep playing with it. Like a cat do a mouse. And you fell right for the trap on J Dunn. I don't know who talked you into striking that. You could have struck anybody else on YouTube but her. Okay? Now I'm just being for real. And wait a minute. And KRN went live. And he drug Pastor in his 12 degrees. He drug Pizza. He drug Dory. He drug Lemon. And he drug Rodney Child. I like his live. And then I had heard around in the streets that Yusuf had hit Lemon Link. I think it was after that mocktail cocktail thing. Because Yusuf don't usually be out on the streets, hitting panels and all of that. But I think Yusuf was drinking and feeling good, child, and he had Lemon panel. And he had the flow. Do you hear me? Now, I heard he had said he sucked his own dick. Well, honey, I had to go over there and hear it out his own goddamn mouth. And Yusuf said he did suck his own peen when he was a teenager. And he said he nutted in his own mouth. Do you hear me? I hit the flow. Now, the only person I seen do that, it was a porn star, John Jeremy or whatever, a white dude. He got a real big old thing. And he could suck his thing. But Yusuf say he sucked his own thing, child. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm gonna get off of that. I just wanted to let y'all know that. Let me see if anybody else came in here to speak. Hey, Tootsie Web. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yeah, Yusuf. Hey, the bushes. Used to say he sucked his own dick, y'all. That John Jeremy, I think that's his name, that porn star. That used to be in all them porn movies back in the day. But Ron Jeremy or John Jeremy, whatever his name is. And and that man, that John Jeremy or Ron Jeremy, whatever his name is, he has been in jail for a long time. He ain't went to court yet, I don't think, on his charges. I'm gonna have to look at that. But he was doing sex stuff to people that wasn't cooperating with him. And they put them charges on him. And I don't know uh if he has been convicted. But honey, that man, he wasn't only doing it on the videos, pornos. He was out here in the streets to get people. I guess he was a sex addict. I don't know. Sure, when I heard about him sucking his own thing, honey, I had to go over and hear that. I said, no, I ain't gonna put that kind of loud out on that man. I gotta go over here and hear this for my goddamn self. This come out of his mouth. Well, with the ladies that's on the ship, Callie, um, Asia, and Royalty, they have been into it, and they've been into it for a while. They lazy, the shipmates have been into it, and it's all Royalty is into it with them, and so they've been going back and forth making lives, and like Royalty like to do a lot of stuff on her community wall. She write longs. I don't even look at her. I don't even go to her community wall. I ain't reading all that shit. You need to be short and sweet and to the point. Okay. Well, hers be books, and I ain't got time for this. And the only reason I look on community walls is sometimes I hear something that's out, pictures, or we go to a live when they share it. But like as far as being on them walls, reading people going back and forth, hell no, to the no, 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 hell to no, I ain't got time for that. Okay, I went to Kimmy's. She went live and she drilled Sir King, and she told Sir King he was full of shit. And then he said something about he hit the link and he wanted to know if she was pregnant. And she cussed that nigga out. She cussed him out and talked that shit. Do you hear me? She talked that shit to that nigga. She said he was trying to be funny. So that he know that was exposed years ago on his panel from Theo that she can't have children. And she said that he had a lot of goddamn nerves. He was trying to be funny, and ain't nothing funny about it. Then she can't, have children. And she said that, that was a low blow. And she cussed him the fuck out. Okay. And I don't blame her. Okay. And uh Olivia was up there and she drew Nina and Theo, and I loved every minute of it. And James and Brian. They got into it on the panel. Okay. Okay, and then I went by Ness because they said her lab was good, so I had to go through there. And this drug Shelly, James, Envy, and Dimples had got up there and she was talking about that she was on the road to do Atlanta, with Shakim. And Dimples drug MU, Shakim, Envy, and Rico the Barber. And Ness was lying over there because she trying to figure out how to get some money. So she was lying like she was gonna get an attorney to handle J Dunn. Because she was J Dunn was putting them messages out and then she was striking her. And she said she was gonna get an attorney. And she told another lie, like she wasn't gonna never let J Dunn back on her channel, which we all know that's a lie. Cause it's a lie. She been doing it. And Dimples drug Stefan, Shakim, and Lemon. And Lemon he versed Stefan and King Tulsa Envy, Lemon Drug, Shakim, he called him Dirt Dirt, and he laughed in his face about getting struck. Because he got up there and you know how you can act, so many people get up there and act dumb like they don't know what's going on. He asked her did she get struck, and she cussed him out and talking about you know the fuck I got struck. Everybody know I got damn struck. You trying to be funny. And Shakim got up there, he drew lemon dimples and envy. And Rico the barber, he got up there and drew dimples. Now Rico had been, he's sector, but he don't really hang out anymore, like being on the panels and dragging. Well, he done started back coming out, okay, addressing some things. So, he back dragging. But Rico, you might not want to do that because you know how you get when they get on your back too tough. But they be having you crying and everything. How James and different people, so I don't know. And then Pastor went live. He drew a Rico. He told Rico to get a haircut and to find a job. And then Rico got anger issues. And then it come out on Pastors that Rico had, had got in touch with Lemon. I don't know how he DM'd him or whatever. And he asked him for like some money, $10 for some cigarettes. And Lemon didn't reply. He said, he wasn't. And Jay Wilson said, man, you need to get your man to give you some money. You need to ask your man we need some cigarettes. And Pastor say you getting free housing, food stamps to ask your man. But, I can see that. You say you got a man, why you asking another man for money? I can see both sides of that. And James Caldwell went live and he drew a QB, Rodney, and Dimples. And Olivia got up there and she drew DMO, Nika, Pisa. Like I said, Olivia all the way out the porch. Now I hadn't been in her live in the last few days, but you talking about off the chain, she have been off the chain because when they start talking about her niece, what they were saying, her nephew that's got autism, when they start bringing that child up, she said that she let him slide there one day, her and Nina. But she said that Theo thought she was gonna come back for round two the next day, and she destroyed Demon Soul. She talked about her dog like a dog. Which I don't blame her. You kill my dog, I'm gonna kill your goddamn cat. Okay, I went to Bimps and Duck and Mink was up there and they was going at it. I mean, it was bad. And another thing, I shared it out and the captain played the replay today, and that's what I shared out earlier. And the reason he did the replay is because a lot of people were saying that Duck was going at me too hard and about her son and blase this and blase that. But if you talk about somebody's kid, they're gonna talk about your kid. And a person, when they talk about your mothering, that is not talking about your motherfucking kid. That's on any of the goddamn mamas that use that excuse. Not like you dragging their kid. Just because they say you're unfit, ain't shit mama. That ain't saying nothing about no kid. But see, they don't want to be nothing. You ain't supposed to say nothing. But if you want to say, hey, about me saying this is unfit mama, and your brother raising your child, that is not talking about her child. That is talking about her being an unfit, low life, nothing mama. That her child is the last thing she think about on this earth. She only think about self. That is not talking about your kid. That's not bringing nobody kid up first. It's talking about you being unfit. It's talking about you not feeding your kid. It's talking about you not dressing them properly, bad for them. It's talking about you that got your children taken away from you. They ain't talking about your kids. They talking about you. Your kids don't want to have nothing to do with you because they remember how you raised them. You didn't. Everything was more important in the world than that child that you birthed. You ain't caring about how they day went. You ain't caring about how their night went. You ain't caring if they ate today because you ain't got them. You don't know. The only time you know what, and you really don't know a lot of stuff with a child, even when you got them in your own home, they do things. Kids have secrets just like grown folks have secrets. Okay? But that ain't talking about your goddamn child. And that's why the captain played that replay today. So a lot of these shit is being lies being told. If you talk about my goddamn kids, you talk about my motherfucking grandkids, you talk about my goddamn family, I'm gonna talk about yours. I like mine more than you. I love mine more than I like yours. And I don't give a fuck. Okay, and I found out at Bimps. Now I don't know how true this is, but when Meek and Duck was into it, Duck was saying that Meek had been in jail. Now there's all kind of rumors out here about hit and run, all that kind of shit. I don't know. Or they happen to want and cater for what to pay. I don't know. They saying all kind of shit. Okay, so I don't know what happened with that. And he said that like she jumped on YouTube. I don't know if she got on YouTube while she was in jail. I don't know if she got on YouTube after she got out of jail. And he was saying that you need to just take care of your son. You don't need to be worrying about the motherfucking YouTube. You got other issues going on. Uh, and then Gina got Gina got up there and she was trying to drag Duck, but she got a bag drop on her. And Duck also said that Meek had a warrant and she didn't have the money to pay her warrant. So I guess I don't know what she had to do, but the one got paid evidently because she's out. But like when Gina went to jail, they made a big deal out of it. You see, ain't nobody making a big deal out of me going to jail. I don't understand that. And Emil's he had got into it with Gina and Eve. And he said that Eve's feet stank because she wore mean shoes. And Eve said sometimes her feet do stink. Emil's got into it with Duke. And Emil's told Duke that he ain't Cam. He ain't gonna call the police on him. He said he ready to meet you, Duke, and whoop him. Let's meet up, pull up. He said he ain't gonna call the police, and he called him a bitch ass nigga. And Gina also said before she got bought down, she said that Chun G was gonna get out May the 3rd. Now I don't know how true that is. And then she got into it with Duke, and she said that Duke got F by his pastor. And Room Shaker and Big Tap Trapping, they been into it. And she said that his uncircumcised bitch ass been chasing after her for years. Okay, I went by the captains because, like I said, I've been up here a couple, like a week, and on this one at captains, I went over there and Gigi had hit the panel, and she got bought down, but she got to stay some stiff before she got bought down, and that's when he kicked royalty off of the ship because he said it was just too much. going on with shipmates, and he said that she could do it the easy way, you know, or do it the hard way. You know, she did leave Jackie alone and the other shipmates. And he said that she stay mad. Why do you stay mad, girl? And 80, wait a minute, 88 got P-Bone. She did a lot. She had a live people, different people was going on the panel. I didn't see this live. I heard about this live. I heard about the live over there at the Cap. Now, when Captain went live, he was laughing because 88 got P-Bone. And evidently, she had an interview, and it was like 1,300 people in the chat. You know, the people, good participation in the chat, good participation on the panel, blah, blah, blah. Good live, you know, um, the Captain was saying. But somebody P-bombed her. And he said that when she got P-bombed, he called me and asked me, did she do it? And she said, no, she was on the couch eating her chicken nuggets. And so she want to know why people saying that she did it. And then Wu dropped in the chat later on, and Wu said that she the one P-bombed 88. And then I was moving around still, and I seen SD had went live. And before I could put the live up, it had got removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines. So I don't know what happened. I didn't hear anything out in the streets about that live, what happened on that live, or what the live was about. But it had got removed. I don't know. It might have been for music. I think they say copyright when they playing music. So I don't know what he got. And I haven't heard. Um Buddy Lee was live, and I went over there, and Big Man and Gina was into it. And Big Man was calling her all kind of hoes. He was calling her dirty, nasty bitches, which I agree with everything that Big Man was saying. And she was talking about him. Okay, she was dragging shit out of him. And then Krista and Gina got into it. And Krista and Big Man had made a song together dedicated to Buddy Lee. And she was calling Buddy Lee name over and over in the song and all that kind of shit. It's a corny song, but I liked it because Gina, it was making her so mad. She was losing her shit, okay? And she was telling Buddy Lee that she wanted to hear that eating ice on the highway, that song. And she asked him 50 11 times. And he finally played it over. Okay, and that's when it came up about Gina buying them roses in the little glass thing that they say they smoke crack and shit out of, them little novelty roses in the glass. And that's when they said that she bought the Brillo pads, and you know they came up and 20 lighters, child. And then the captain was live, and it was somebody I didn't never know who this was, but they was calling him John Doe. That's what, because they didn't know his name, but they was dragging Duck, and Captain was dragging that person, John Doe. I don't know who that person is. And then Jackie, I seen she was live, and I went by there, and wherever she worked at, because I think she do taxes and things like that. Well, I guess 88 went in there to file taxes or something. And Jack was laughing. She was saying it ain't nothing but earn opportunity, and you so goddamn bad. She talking about how you gonna kick ass on site and this and that. Bitch, you ain't even looked at me. Okay. Okay, I went by Bimps, and Woo got up there and she got bought down. OG Bubba Johnson got bought down. Uh – Gina got into it with Stocks and Bonds. I can't think that's Bato. What is it? Bato? Bato. 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 The other one. I always get it mixed up when they put the stocks and bonds name in there. But Gina was into it with stocks and bonds. Gina got into it with uh Emil's, and Emil's was into it. Everybody, everybody in the Mo 3B sector. He was off the chain, and that's when I heard that Gina kids had called the police on her because she was high, and Emil was calling her a handler. Duke and Book got into it. Room Shake and Big Trap got into it again. Roast and Toast and Stocks and Bonds got into it. OG Bobby Johnson was up there. He got into it with both the royalties. He got into it with both of the royalties. And OG Bobby Johnson was saying that royalty range, she gives her disability checks, niggas. And she said that that royalty been in the house had ever since me called her out. And he said that she was looking for a nigga to take care of her and her crumb snatchers. And like I said, he was calling Duck out. He was calling 357 out. He called Not on My Watch out. He called Jackie out. He called Sweet Pea out. He called Big Baby out. And he called T Topics out. He was into it. Everybody. He was swinging on everybody. And then the people got tired of him and they bought him down. Okay, I went by passes. He was into it with YouTube cameras, and I don't know what they got into it for. But honey, he was dragging YouTube camera. He was telling her she need to be worrying about that picture that got them pictures of her and Donald Goins being in a motel room. And he said that she can't shame him with her rusty, musty ass. And he also said that Ro cussed Brian the fuck out. And he said he cussed Brian out like a dog. So they got into it over there. Brian said, see, I can't remember the name of Brian channel because I wanted to see that because somebody went to get Ro to go over to Brian's, they say. And one word led to the other. And, that Ro cussed him out. They say he cussed him out real bad. And he said he didn't never want to talk to him again. But, they say that to each other. They've said that. Both of them have said that. You don't call me no more. You don't say nothing to me, and I won't say nothing to you. But then they wound up back on the panel together. And Hershey drug pizza. And Pastor was talking about the wallpaper that Uppity had on that table. She was saying it was like in distress. That distressed look on like furniture and stuff looked like it's used. Something that you've had a while. And he said that wallpaper wasn't distressed. It was suicidal, child. I hollered. Okay, Lemon and Tracy, I was over at Lemons. And him and Tracy was up there, and they was just talking about different things that was going on YouTube. They were talking about DMSO and different things. And then Diva Tomboy, she got up there, and she drug Uppity, and that's how I found out that Uppity had doxed James on Facebook. And Diva cussed her out, and she told her she was gonna call the police, the CPS on her, and all that kind of bullshit, the child. Now, whether she called CPS on her or not, I don't know. But Diva, normally, if she tell you she gonna do something, she do it. That's just, it is what it is. And she get on your ass, she on your ass, okay? And she drug Uppity and her child. And then James went live, which I knew he was gonna go live when I heard about Uppity doxing him on Facebook. And he went live, and he addressed her about putting his address out there. And he said, she Uppity, you done lost 2 kids. And he said that if your baby get gone, if Nyla get gone, if they take her, that you ain't gonna have nowhere to live. He also addressed drugs DMSO. And he also told uppity, you ain't gonna see it coming, but it's coming. He's gonna get you uppity. And he said it's up and it's stuck. He said you have a dirty home and you stay drunk, amongst other things. And then he drugged Stephen and he drugged Rodney. And Diva drug pizza. I want to see what Diva was talking about because I checked on Diva because Diva be having some hot shit over there. A lot of times she do little shorts of the shit that people have actually said, how you catch them in lies and shit. But see, the stuff that she exposed, I already know that because, like I said, I'm beef sex, so I know what stuff it might be shocking to her, but it's not shocking to the beef section because we know this. We already know this. So that I'm enjoying her information that she's putting out though. You know, just because the new people need to know that what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying? And if it's kind of in your mind, hey, she said this before. Or like, you know, like I've always said that Brie is a doxer, which I know she is because I was in her live when she doxed years and years ago. And she's always told a lady, I don't dox, I don't do. And I always tell her, yes, you do dox. You are a doxer. I was in your live when you dox. No, I ain't no doxer. Okay, you ain't no doxer. But BS, when she come out, she put that shit out, showing that she didn't put the docs I know about, that I was in there. She put out the information that she got stuff on people that she helped sent to BS. Like 50 pages on one person. Now, if that ain't doxing, what the fuck you call doxing? And now people acting like they shocked or they don't want to talk about her being a doxer. She may not doxing right now, but I don't think she never quit. She's been a doxer for years. Okay. Because I seen it. You can't tell me what I didn't see when I know I was there when you did it. But then you go all the years playing like you ain't no doxer. And the only reason that people believe it because BS put it out there, but we already knew. She doxed that lady she called mom. And that's why I don't call these people no mama and my sister. I don't know you. I don't love you. I don't know you. You don't love me. You don't know me. Okay? Rick went live again. And he drew uppity. And that's how I found out she had a PP loan. PPP loan. Because he the one said it. I didn't know. And James also mentioned it too on his live. So it's got to be some truth to it. But I ain't going on that PPP site to see if uppity got no loan. But all that shit is public information. But see, I ain't got time for that bullshit. And then he started calling out Shakim, Rodney, and different ones. He said he know that child was in the cloud, and he was calling them out to come that drop down. And he also said, Shakim, he know you had because you a crackhead. He said he know you was up because you a crackhead. It did that's the fun guy that he's gay, but he went to a place to pray away the gray or reprogram your mind. And he said he not gay no more. But Rodney found out that Stephon has a child. And he said that Stephon used a turkey baster to get somebody pregnant. He said that he had porn on and that him and the woman had an understanding. He got to watch the porn and then he went in there and did what he did and put it in a turkey baster and put it up in the woman. That's how he got a baby. He drugged Brian and he drugged Ness. And Sir King, well, when Tracy and Lemon was talking the other night, Sir King's name came up, which I've seen this because I seen Theo go to Sir King's the other night, and they was talking about Lemon. And she was saying Sir King need to release some of the old videos of Lemon. Don't keep saying you got it and you don't release it. So Theo was saying just put shit out, because she messes hell. And Sir King said, I got the shit now. If he keep messing up, I'm gonna put it out. Well, Sir King went live last night, and he told Lemon, when he did his commentary, he said for Lemon to keep his goddamn name out of his mouth. And so then Lemon got up there, and then they were going back and forth. And Lemon said they should keep that Sir King believed Lemon. I mean, he believes Sir Kim over Lemon regarding whatever happened in Vegas. And he said that uh, you are, in so many words, saying I'm a liar, and you believe him over me. Um, and he told Sir King that Sir King needed him more than he needed Sir King. And Lemon also said that Sir King ain't got shit on him. And he told Sir King to release it. Whatever you got, release it. Don't talk about it, be about it. And then some kind of way the goddamn conversation switched. And Lemon is supposed to have his mama interview with Sir King today. And that's supposed to be the night uh I put my notification on for that. It's gonna be at 9 o'clock or something like that, 8 o'clock. What I do, I put it on my community wall in case you guys are interested. And Lemon say he might even put his sister or his brother on there. Lemon, I think you're making a big mistake, but if it's go roll a hole. But you asked Sir King for information, and he wouldn't share it with you. So you doing all this free shit for him, and you ain't gonna get nothing out of it. When you was talking to your mama on your channel, remember your name? She says your name, Dave. So what did you think she gonna say to Sir King? Ain't no telling what she gonna get information on you. Just because Sir King was saying that you was a party boy or party dancer or a stripper. So you gonna say, Mama, I ain't no stripper ever. Fuck that shit. But if you want to do it, do it. But I think it's gonna be a disaster. And like I said, you ain't got shit for putting your mama on here. You sacrificing too much, baby boy. And you even said that out of all the years that you knew Sir King, you don't know nothing about it. He got no mama living. You don't know he got no daddy living. You don't know he got brother living. You don't know nothing about it. So why you putting your folks on the chopping block for his pleasure? I don't get it. Okay. And then I looked at Nika, and like I said, she was just a chilling live. It wasn't wasn't a bunch of bullshit. And she was just telling people don't send her nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to see nothing. Just leave me alone. And she was also saying that she might be moving to Florida. You know, and people do move. Sometimes they pull up states and move across the country. If that's what she want to do, she can run. Okay, ZX, he was live too earlier. I think he did like 2 lives. He probably done nothing by now because you know how he do go from panel to panel and get mad and go to make a live. But he did a live and he was dragging Bree for some reason. I don't know what they got into it and where they got into it, why they got into it. I don't know. And then I was looking through and I seen Binary Coded went live. He's one of the Umar boys. And in his title, he said that ZX was doing lives on his deathbed. So I had to go and listen to, just to see if the man was weak talking or whatever. Was he still being his old nasty ass self, mean self? He still being his nasty ass, mean self. That man don't sound like he on no deathbed. But I just want to let you guys know that was being said. And I think that's all. Let me go back up and make sure that I got everything. Just a minute. Yeah, they say that ADA got P bombed. They had like 1,300 people in her chat. I know that she was mad. That's so cruel. And you be doing all that, the interview and whatever you doing, or even having a hell of a life, and then get P bombed like Lemon did. Lemon, he got caught. Because I was watching his live. And I went to another live, and then I went back. It was gone. It sure was. Just make sure I got everything. Yeah, some reason our YouTube camera, I don't know what her Pastor got into it for, but Honey Pastor was talking about her being in that room and all kind of stuff. I was like, ooh, child. And see, I hadn't been over there to see what YouTube camera. I'm gonna go and watch a couple of her lives, get caught up on her live. Now I'll be able to tell you her side, and I'll tell you that guys next time about Pastor's side. And if I can figure out when they got into it and why they got into it. Okay, another thing, I'm gonna say before I go, Isha is having her passion party on May the 17th. It's from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. It's $50 to get in. You get one free drink, and then you get free food. But after the first drink, any drink after that is $5. And they're gonna have a jacuzzi available. And Skokahana, she had canceled her silhouette wet challenge. I don't know when it's gonna be. And that 21 and 120 versus 1 challenge. I don't know when it's gonna be rescheduled for. And that is all I got to say. Hey, Gone Fishing 2000. And I'm going to drop the link in case somebody want to come up here. If I can remember how to do it. Because I've been paying for the StreamYard, and I always forget to drop the damn link. I'm thinking about getting rid of it because, hell, I ain't used it. Okay, now I think I did it right. Okay, I dropped the link. And if you guys haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000. Wow. Ooh, child. And I'm going to wait just a couple of minutes. And if don't nobody want to come up here, I'm going to hit the road, Jack. And I'll be back next time. Hope I don't take that many days out. Hey, the bushes. Just make sure I spoke to everybody. I think I got everybody. I don't think I missed nobody. Yeah, you have to kind of be careful, like moving around and what you say in the chat, because if you say the wrong thing, you'll get cussed out and all that kind of shit when you go in other chat. That's why I just put "ooh child." You know, I don't do no whole bunch of type. Like I'll type over in Room Shaker, type in Broadway's Tracy, but I'm careful about what I say because you can say something and really don't mean nothing bad, but just participating and a person take it the wrong way. They don't like you. They don't like you at all. Okay. Now I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I just wanted to shoot, you know, just chew the shit with y'all for a few minutes. Ooh, cha. I wonder where Meek and Woo Kim and Tanisha got into it at. Ooh, cha. Yeah, Nikki with the eye patch. I am beef sector. And I try to keep up with the B sector, but like if it get boring, the Mo3 sector is on fire. It be on fire all the time. The only time I like back from the Mo3 B sector is when they talking about the Mo3 case. I don't have no input on that. I'm gonna just watch the trial. I ain't. I'm just taking everybody as they are, and that's why I just don't really talk about it a whole lot. Like I did say, Yellow Beezy got arrested, and then his bond got lowered for like 2 million down to like seven 750,000, something like that. See, I don't really keep up with all of that, because I don't know enough. I don't know enough to say nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that man's life. I don't just like with the Young Thug trial. I waited until I seen for myself what was happening, and then I came on here and talked about it. And now when the Mo3 trials start, I will be talking about it, about what I seen and what I heard in court. And I can't be no further than that, you know. And a lot of times people get arrested for things they did not do. Um, the evidence might look really compelling, but then it get broke down, ain't got nothing. Like that Young Thug trial. They were trying to hang them boys. They were trying to throw the book at them for the rest of their life to take their life from them. They already took like 3 years because they locked up. And then they want to take the rest of your life. And then when you hear the evidence, it wasn't no evidence. It was like smoke and mirrors. And I'm so happy the jury seen that, because those charges was going to throw those men in prison for the rest of their natural life. And that's a bit much. And I mean, like 12 men. That's a lot of men, black men out the street for nothing. And the woman still out them. Well, honey, I'm getting ready to get out of here. And like I said, hit the like button if you haven't hit the like. Subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000. Wow. Ooh, child. I'm gonna find where Mink them got into it. Ooh, child. I know it was a good one too. Hope the live's still up. I'm gonna find it. And if I find it, I'm gonna share it on my wall. Ooh, child. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.